Dan, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. TalkSport 2 bringing you all the action from this vital game from an Iceland perspective. They come up against a much-changed Croatian side, and a reminder of the Iceland lineup who play in their all-white kit here this evening. They have Halldórsson in goal, Sarvason, Sigurdsson, Ingersson and Magnusson across the back, Alfredsson and Gunnarsson in front of the back four, Gudmundsson, Sigurdsson and Bjarnason behind Finn Bogason up front for the Iceland side, and Croatia, who are in their dark strip, attacking right to left as we look down. They have just got underway here, by the way. It's Kalinic in goal, Pivaric, Chaleta Sar, Čorluka and Jedvat across the back, Badelja and Modric in front of the back four, Piazza, Kovacic, Perisic behind Kramaric up front for Croatia. For Iceland, to qualify, they have to win and keep an eye on the Argentina result as well. And they're looking to become the first World Cup debutants to reach a second round since Slovakia 8 years ago. It's all set up beautifully. We are underway, and it is Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2, and already the Iceland bench looking very tense. They know the stakes are high here. A 1-0 win and a 1-0 win for Argentina. If they win and Argentina win, then they need to match Argentina's result. I have to say as well, a 2-0 win and a goalless draw between Nigeria and Argentina is what's needed. If they win 1-0 and Argentina is drawn, then Iceland are out. So they have to go on the front foot, but it's Croatia who have the ball in the early stages here now, moving forward on this left-hand side, and decent ball already for Perisic on the left-hand side of play. Holds the ball up now, back towards the halfway line, and here's Modric, one of two players who survives in the Croatian side from last time out, and that wonderful display. Ball back now inside the Croatian half with Čorluka out wide here for Pivaric on the halfway line, and they're just strolling the ball about quite nicely. Chaleta Sar, another one of the players brought in tonight. 9 changes made by Slavko Dalic in the Croatian side this evening. Now Modric on the halfway line, looking to make them tick, looking to try and find a way through, but square for Kovacic. And Croatia enjoying plenty of the ball in the early stages of this game then. Wide on the right-hand side, Pivaric launches it forward, looking towards the front there, and Kramaric, but it's returned by the Icelandic central defender Ingersson up towards the halfway line, and now it's wide on the right-hand side, and Kramaric wins a throw-in on this near side, and plenty of Croatia possession early on, looking comfortable on the ball, Dean Ashton.
They don't know any different, do they, Iceland? They know one way to play, which is to sit deep, defend well, and then look to hit teams on the counter-attack and be strong from set plays. I've just written down, I've almost never ever seen this before in a game where Iceland took the kick-off and launched it forward. That's not new, but their centre-back Ingersson went up to try and flick it on in the first few seconds of the game, so that kind of shows their intent. They want to be physical, they want to win headers and flick-ons, and I think that's how Iceland are going to play. They're very deep, and they are allowing Croatia plenty of the ball, and Modric to get on the ball with no pressure at the moment. Yeah,
and Croatia really knocking the ball about quite comfortably at the moment, as though it's a stroll in the park. Jedvat on the far touchline, and now back towards here on the centre circle, Chaleta Sar up towards halfway again, and Pivaric on the left-hand side of play. Croatia in their dark kit with pink coloured number and names on the back of the dark strip that they're wearing this evening. 2 players surrounding Modric, and now here they come, Croatia towards the edge of the penalty area, holding the ball up now with Kramaric, looking towards Kovacic here. Now he puts it on his left foot and plays it out wide for Perisic, one of 2 players kept in the side tonight by Dalic. And now Croatia again knocking the ball about nicely. Kramaric holds the ball up and he's going to dink it out wide to the right-hand side of play. It's a lovely ball out for Jedvat, to be fair, but up towards the halfway line again. All the time in the world for Croatia, all the way back to Kalinic, and it's just like a stroll in the park for them at the moment.
It's easy, isn't it? And they'll be happy. They'll be more than happy just to keep possession, look to probe when they need to. There's no need for them to win the game.
Yeah, and it is comfortable at this particular stage, as we say, but Now it's Iceland on the ball. Rare bit of possession for them, but they go back towards Halldórsson in goal. And now they have to look to try and find some sort of gilt-edged possession in the Croatian half. It's a long ball forward, out wide towards Sarvason. And now two Croatian players come for it on this near touchline, and they usher the ball away. And it's going to be a throw-in for Croatia on this near side. It's the 7th meeting between these two. Iceland have only won once, by the way. 4 wins for Croatia and 1 draw between these two sides, and all 6 previous matches have been in World Cup qualifiers. And now Croatia have just won the ball back again. Falls nicely for Kovacic here. And reminder, as things stand, with no goals in either game, Croatia 7, Nigeria 4, Iceland and Argentina 2 points apiece. That's as things stand, with goalless draws in both games at the moment. 2 wins out of 2 for Croatia, with a +5 goal difference as well. Great work from them so far. Argentina -3, Iceland a goal better off than Argentina, but 2 points worse off than Nigeria. So they have to go on the front foot here without risking too much at the back.
Well, sorry, no, it's just the way they've started makes me think that they're hoping that, you know, that Argentina do them a favour and that they can win this game maybe 1 or 2-0, and hope Argentina don't win by a bigger margin, because they haven't gone forward particularly, although that's a lovely ball.
Yeah, lovely ball out wide for Gylfi Sigurdsson, plays it into the penalty area, edge of the 6-yard box. They have to scramble it away, Chorluka. And now Iceland will pick the ball up again on the halfway line, Ingersson. And yeah, that's the first sustained spell of possession and an attacking endeavour that they've shown so far. They're dinking the ball forward again here with a chip through from Halfredsson, and it's all the way back into the keeper's arms, Kalinic, and it remains Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2.
Well, I mean, the first time that they've pushed 3 or 4 men forward, and they've managed to get down the sides of Chileta Sark. Good run from Gylfi Sigurdsson and whipped the cross in. There just wasn't that movement. Finn Bogason has that lone centre forward when Sigurdsson's wide. You have to get across that near post, and then hope that a midfielder's made his run to the middle of the back post. That's your job as the nearest striker, is to get across that front post and make sure that the defender doesn't just clear it easily.
Croatia have it now. Ball played out towards the right-hand touchline. They're going to try and deliver the ball in, and they do that, but into the arms of Halldórsson in goal. That was a disappointing delivery from Jedvag there for Croatia into the box. Easy for Halldórsson in the Icelandic goal. And Iceland's only win between these two sides, a 1-0 win in Reykjavik in a World Cup qualifier last year. Order Magnusson got a 90th minute winner on that occasion. They don't care what minute it comes, as long as they get a winner here tonight. That will do them very nicely indeed. And Croatia have the ball again now. No goals here so far, no goals either between Nigeria and Argentina. This is TalkSport 2 as Croatia come forward now, and there's a long powering run towards the edge of the penalty area. They were looking for a free kick as a man went down, but the referee has waved play on, and it's going to be a throw-in instead on the halfway line for Croatia. And they've got plenty of possession early on. Piazza looking for the foul, under pressure from Gunnarsson. Referee wasn't interested.
Yeah, looking for the foul, that's the issue. Great refereeing. No touch from Gunnarsson. He actually tripped himself up, to be honest, clipped his own heels and went down looking for the free kick. I think I've been impressed with the referees in this tournament. They haven't really risen to too much of the play acting and falling for the dives.
Modric plays the ball into the penalty area for Croatia, but it's tidied up by Gudmundsson, the Burnley man, and out for a throw-in on this near touchline now. Iceland 0, Croatia 0. You're listening to the World Cup live on TalkSport 2, your home of exclusive Premier League and EFL commentaries. And we'll bring you all the action from England tours of the West Indies and Sri Lanka this winter as well.
Has to be admired, for me anyway, the way Iceland play. They know they've got to win this game, yet they understand their limits. They know that they can't just come out and push men forward, because they know that the likes of Modric and Kovacic will just play around them and get round the sides and round the back. So they play a certain way. They're going to stick to it, and they'll look like we said they're going to look to win the game 1 or 2-0, keep a clean sheet and try and nick something on the break or at set play.
Yeah, and Croatia coming forward again, already qualified for the second round for the second time in their history. First time since 1998. Modric now holds the ball up, plays it out wide towards the right-hand side, and again Jedvaj is there, and it's back towards Kovacic here, as Croatia have plenty of time on the ball. Modric with a ball in, and a attempted back flick from Perisic, but it backfires on that occasion, and Iceland are able to bring the ball clear, and a ball threaded down the channel down the right-hand side here for Finnbogason. He tries to get the ball back in towards the penalty area, but there's 2 Croatian players around him, and he's conceded a throw-in, and a disappointing lack of support there really for Finnbogason, the Iceland man going forward. He didn't have a lot of options available to his left.
He didn't, but if he had the confidence, he could have played a raking ball in behind all of the Croatian defence to Bjarnason, who was ahead of his man Perovic, and he just didn't have that confidence to play that ball all the way across. But again, they show when they do break, got good movement. Finnbogason got a turn of pace, but just got to have that confidence to play it all the way across.
I'm sure Iceland will be well aware as well that Croatia have scored in each of their last 6 World Cup games, their longest run of scoring in World Cup games in the competition. It's their 5th World Cup, of course, and now there's an injury on the halfway line. It's 0-0 here, and looks as though 2 players have collided there. It's Bjarnason of Aston Villa who has gone in on a challenge on Piazza. Both players have a little bit worse for wear, but Bjarnason's gone to the floor holding his face. Can't believe that's anything particularly serious, although the handkerchief is out, which suggests it could be a bloodied nose. In fact, he's cut his nose by the looks of it.
Yeah, he took one. He was basically there, as Piazza's just gone to shield the ball. His elbow's caught Bjarnason right in the hooter, and there's definitely some blood there. I'm not sure, they're just giving his nose a little squeeze, which I'm sure he appreciates, but just testing that it's not broken. I'm not quite sure it is, but there's definitely some blood there, and he's unlucky. It's definitely gets caught by Piazza, but nothing intentional as he just shields the ball.
He's caught him good and proper though, hasn't he, Dean?
He has, but that's what you do when you want to back in and shield the ball. Your arm naturally goes out to the side. You go lower and wider, stick them arms out to protect the ball, and as Bjarnason's tried to get round the back, straight on the schnoz.
Great choice of words. Brilliant. Bjarnason down then, and could well be that his time may be up in this game already as early as the 13th minute, because there is blood pouring from his nose, and the medical team just assessing whether there may be a broken nose coming to play here.
Well, we saw Sebastian Rudy had to go off the Germans the other night because of exactly the same thing. Let's hope they've got a change of shirt, because I know that was a problem for the Germans. Sebastian Rudy was furious that he wasn't able to continue, but in the meantime, of course, that thunderclap.
Yeah, great sight, great noise. They're loving it, the Iceland fans, and they have certainly captured the imagination of this FIFA World Cup Russia 2018. You can hear them enjoying themselves in their blue shirts, and it is a yellow card here for Piazza. Well, if he's giving a yellow card for that, Dean, am I over the top perhaps to venture to suggest that the referee believes Piazza has done that and has committed an offence? And if that is the case, it's a leading elbow that has clattered into his nose. If he thinks it's a yellow card, could he not have a case for a red card?
Well, possibly. This goes back to the incident last night with Cristiano Ronaldo, where the referee, obviously on review, this referee hasn't been to have a look at VAR, but you wonder whether he's had just something in his ear, or it's a case of sometimes when the referees maybe see some blood or see that the player's injured, they feel like they have to react and give a yellow card.
Well, a yellow card for Piazza. He's not happy about it, but Iceland have the free kick now into the penalty area, straight down the throat of Kalinic. in the Croatian goal. Disappointing delivery with a free kick from Finn Bogason there for Iceland, and they will be hoping, no doubt, that Bjarnason of Aston Villa can come back on very shortly indeed and resume the action. Quite a bit of blood coming from his nose.
I mean, do you feel there was a bit of intent with that elbow? I didn't. I see it as he's really trying to back in, get his arm out to make sure that he can't get round him, rather than looking and striking him in the nose. And it took such a long time for the referee to then obviously brandish a yellow card.
I'm not sure there was anything deliberate, but if it's a free kick for an elbow, a leading elbow, and Bjarnason is back on now, by the way, with a change of shirt. If it's a yellow card, which it is, then he's suggesting that it's a dangerous elbow that has clattered into his face. And could it be a straight red? I don't know. The referee clearly felt not, but it's certainly worth the debate. Kovacic has it now for Croatia. We're all present and correct once again. Bjarnason is back on with a change of shirt, and the ball's back to Kalinic. Interesting times early on, and a bit of debate there, I would suggest, Dean.
Not many Icelandic players, though, mentioned anything to the referee. Bjarnason himself didn't look too angry.
Oh, Argentina a goal up against Nigeria, and that puts pressure on Iceland here now. Lionel Messi has got the goal. Nigeria 0, Argentina 1. That puts Argentina onto 4 points and a -2 goal difference. That propels them into third place above Iceland and into second place above Nigeria. So as things stand now, that Argentinian goal has put them into second place behind Croatia, and they will go through if scores stay like this, Dean.
Can't keep him down for long, can you, Lionel Messi? And they needed to produce. The big stars, the Argentinian stars, especially him, needed to produce, and he has done early. But that changes nothing here for Iceland. In fact, that's exactly what they wanted, was Argentina to win that game. But Iceland have got a better Argentina's victory.
Well, quite simply they have to score a goal now. Argentina are on the same goal difference as Iceland now as well, -2. A goal for Iceland would put them back in the driving seat. They'd be -1 on 4 points. They'd be a goal better off than Argentina. We'll try and keep you up to date with all the permutations throughout the course of the evening, but the bottom line here is that Iceland are going to have to go on the front foot and are going to have to carve out opportunities sooner rather than later. 17 gone here. Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2, and Sevarsson has it now for Iceland, and back towards the central defensive area, and Ingesson out wide towards the left-hand side of play, holding the ball up. They're calling for it with Hallfredsson, and it's Ingesson now who has the ball out wide towards the right-hand channel, and here's Gudmundsson pushing forward on the overlap again. They come forward and back towards Sevarsson, and now it's from right to left. A decent ball, but it was just too much for Magnusson, and it goes out of play on that far side. And you can see the reaction of the Iceland fans. They're trying to raise the spirits of their players. The message inevitably from a player's point of view, Dean, in this situation, will the message have got through to the players that Argentina are a goal up, or are you focusing simply on your own game?
Not yet, I wouldn't have thought. Certainly at half-time you'd be asking where the situation is. Obviously nothing's changed in terms of what they need to do in this game so far. Obviously if Nigeria had scored, that's a different matter, but they've grown into this game.
Yep, and now the ball's out wide towards the left-hand side, and Perisic, this would be a body blow if Iceland conceded here, and they've conceded a corner. Ingesson has put it behind for a corner to Croatia. Well, Ingesson did everything right there, put it behind and away from his own goal.
Perisic didn't even get his head up there. He didn't even look to see who was in the box, because there wasn't anybody. He still crossed it, and Ingesson was actually a poor clearance for the corner. But actually Iceland had just stepped up probably 10 or 15 yards, which has given them more of the play and not allowed Modric to get on the ball as much as he was early on.
So it's a corner here for Croatia. Luka Modric is the man who's going to take it, and he's taken it short as well. Gets it back, whips it in towards the left-hand side. The header went up from Perisic, who was claiming that he was fouled in the area, but it's gone behind for another corner to Croatia. And Iceland simply have to win this game from here. It is as simple as that. When we talk about all the permutations, they have to win this game, which, as you quite rightly say, Dean, hasn't changed anything from before kick-off. But Argentina are on 4 points as things stand because they are a goal up on Nigeria. They're -2 goal difference as well, which is the same as Iceland. Iceland on 2 points as it is. Modric now with a corner into the penalty area, and it's cleared away by Hallfredsson. But then Croatia win the ball back, and Iceland just can't get a grip on the game at all.
Because they're just, again, there may be a chance to break. They're just not willing to. They're obviously frightened to try something different, which is just not alien to them. They're so used to playing that certain way of being very deep and organised, making it difficult for teams, and then trying to hit on the break and at set plays. And I don't think they will change that. I think, yes, it helps definitely getting 10, 15 yards higher up the pitch. That then narrows the space for Kovacic and Modric to play in. And therefore, when you do win it back, you're 15 yards higher up the pitch, and suddenly you're able to maybe then slip Finn Bogason in or feed it in Sigurdsson, rather than having to launch the ball from in your own half.
Bjarnason back across to the touchline, trying to tidy up that bloody nose. Does need a little bit more tidying up. There's a change of shorts now here, as well as shirt, and I think he's struggling. I think it's still bleeding. He's got it blocked up.
Yeah, it must be broken, surely. If it's carrying on bleeding for this amount of time, you would expect so.
And he's been struck by an elbow. Referee's given a yellow, an elbow into the nose. If it is broken, you could argue, again, I'll mention that it sounds boring, I know, but is there a case for a straight red? If the referee's given a foul and a yellow card, he's not happy with it. But in most cases in football, surely you see an elbow as a straight red, don't you, Dean?
More and more in the modern game, you certainly see that, and you're right. It doesn't necessarily have to have any intent to it. If it's dangerous play, then clearly the referee, like you said, clearly the referee feels there's an issue. Whether that's because he's had the guys talking into his ear and let him know, or whether it is. I've seen it plenty of times when the referee sees that the player's injured or is bleeding. It makes him more likely to bring out the yellow card.
Now Croatia win the ball back after Iceland threatened briefly with Finn Bogason. It's Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2. 21 minutes gone in this FIFA World Cup 2018 action. And as things stand, with Argentina a goal up on Nigeria, Argentina on 4 points, Croatia on 7, and Nigeria 3, Iceland 2. And if it stays like this now, with the two results, if the two scores as they are, Iceland would finish bottom of the group. That's how it's looking at the moment. But there's a long, long way to go. Only midway through the first half here. And it's Iceland 0, Croatia 0. But Croatia have dominated possession in this first half. They're just keeping the ball out.
They just saw on the monitor there, it's 71% possession for Croatia, dictating the play. Modric getting lots of touch, Kovacic the same. But Iceland don't care. This is the way they play. It's almost like Leicester when they won the Premier League. They were happy just to sit back, to let the other team have all the possession, and then look to hit you on the break. One sucker punch, and then that organisation gets you through the game.
Midway through the first half it is then here, and a much changed Croatian side, but they are still seeing plenty of the ball. Now Iceland go forward with a long ball from Finn Bogason from right to left. He was aiming there for Gudmundsson, and the ball's gone out of play for a throw-in on that far side, and they take it short here now, and Iceland have the ball on the halfway line. And it has to be said that Johan Berg Gudmundsson, the Burnley man, has seen more of the ball than most of his Iceland colleagues in this game. They have it now on the halfway line, and it's Gunnarsson who holds it up. But again, they're not making too much progress in the Croatian half of the play. It's on the edge of the centre circle again now, and it's one-touch football. And it's Gunnarsson again, looking for it on the overlap is Bjarnason, but it goes back towards Ingersson, and they're going all the way back to Halldórsson now, and they're going to be here all night playing like that.
Well, they didn't know what to do. As soon as Croatia sat back and allowed them the ball, it was almost like, whoa, hang on a minute, we're not used to this. We're not used to having to think about playing through. It was actually a really good defensive shape as well from Croatia. And that's what they can do, Croatia. They can kind of play around a little bit and try and, draw Iceland into thinking that they can start to play and then break again, and then they can push higher. They can be so relaxed in this game. It makes it difficult for Iceland, but they have to start pushing forwards, which I think they have done. They've certainly got higher up the pitch, but they just don't really have that. They don't have the quality to play through, that's for sure. If not, go a bit longer then.
First 20 minutes, you're right, 71% possession Croatia, and no attempts on goal from either side. So poor.
There isn't the urgency. There's certainly not the urgency from Croatia. They're happy just to keep the ball, but there still isn't that urgency for Iceland. They're certainly looking at the bigger picture, and it's all about getting that first goal, however it comes.
Yep, ball dinked out wide from Finn Bogason now, out towards Magnusson. Magnusson goes down on the byline with a challenge here from Chorluka, and he's just taken it all the way, and he's actually cannoned the ball off the face of Chorluka, which is unfortunate. It's come off the Icelandic man right into the face of Chorluka. Wrong place, wrong time. The Croatian defender, and it remains 0-0, but it's a corner to Iceland here. How they would love to make a breakthrough from this set-piece opportunity on the far side, and it is Gunnarsson for Iceland, and it's actually a throw. It didn't go out for a corner, it's a throw in on that far side. Gunnarsson is the man who's going to take it. Long ball into the penalty area, no doubt. He's going to put it into the mix, into the edge of the 6-yard area. Flick on towards the far post from Magnusson, and it's Magnusson who's gone down, and after a challenge there with Chorluka, who I think has just connected with him in the back of the head, which has forced him to go down, and a little bit of treatment perhaps for Iceland this time, but it's Iceland 0, Croatia 0, 26 minutes gone here, the Rostov Arena, and there needs to be more urgency from an Icelandic point of view.
There does, but that was a good flick on from Magnusson. He gets a whack for his troubles from Chorluka, but Ragnar Sigurdsson, you've got to gamble. There's no point in you being too far outside the back post. You're never going to score from there. Get yourself inside the back post, gamble that it's going to land there, which it did. In the end, he was more on the 6-yard line, thinking that it was going to come right all the way out. It didn't. Sometimes you've got to gamble within the width of the goal frame.
Yeah, it's a frustrating game so far. Kovacic has gone down on this near touchline, and it's going to be a free kick to Croatia. They're going to take it with Pivaric, and now he threads it towards the halfway line, and a nice little ball back from Kramaric, but it's deep inside the Croatian half now. They've conceded a corner. Charleta Sar is the man who's put it behind for the Iceland corner. So an opportunity, but they're going to have to do something with this better than the last time. It was a pretty poor corner the first time they delivered one across, Dean.
Yeah, delivery's got to be right, movement's got to be good, and you've got to be seriously aggressive. Attack the ball. A bit like we have John Stones and Harry Maguire, I think, have been excellent at attacking the ball, aggressive. Needs to be the same again, but this is where they could be dangerous.
They have to show some urgency here now. Gudmundsson, left-footed towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and there's a header gone in there from Magnusson, but it wasn't on target. It was wide of the left-hand post as he looked towards it, the right-hand post of Kalinic, but it's a header from Magnusson. It goes wide. It remains Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2.
Just got to use his brain there, Magnusson. The ball's out swinging. He's going towards the back post. There isn't the pace on the ball, yet he thinks he can still head it into the goal. So he's trying to put all the power into the header towards goal, which is never going to happen. He's not going to score. In the end, he heads it wide. Just be clever enough there to think, I can't get a proper header on it. I'm going to head it back and downwards in towards the 6-yard box and hope that my centre forward's alive and nicks it in. I just think sometimes players aren't thinking, they're not judging the situation, and too busy thinking they can score from every opportunity.
From 10 a.m. tomorrow, Ray Stubbs will be your host for Football First on TalkSport 2. Join Ray for all the latest football stories and look ahead to another busy day at the 2018 FIFA World Cup. That's from 10 o'clock tomorrow morning with the top man Ray Stubbs on TalkSport 2. Football First. Iceland have a free kick now midway inside the Croatian half, and it's Gylfi Sigurdsson, the Everton man who is going to orchestrate this. He's standing over the ball, is assessing his options towards the edge of the penalty area. So here he is, Sigurdsson then chips it towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but Chorluka's there. That was easy for the Croatian defender. Out wide to the left-hand side, and Gylfi Sigurdsson again here now moving forward towards the edge of the box, and it was Hallfredsson who moved towards the edge of the penalty area. The foul's committed that time from Kovacic, and Hallfredsson goes down, and it's another free kick for Iceland outside the box.
And he just gave an extra little kick in the air, a little jig in the air, just to make sure that the referee definitely caught his eye. But this is a great position for Gylfi Sigurdsson. It's right in his wheelhouse, this, if he can get the right trajectory on it.
Gudmundsson's over the ball as well as Sigurdsson. What can they make of this now? The Icelandic side, they have to try and get a breakthrough here somehow, some way. Johan Gudmundsson standing over the ball, played in all but 3 of Burnley's Premier League games last season. It's going to be left to Gylfi Sigurdsson of Everton now, who's going to deliver this ball in. Will he go direct, or will he chip it into the penalty area? Iceland with an opportunity. He's gone direct, and the keeper's round to his right. Kalinic saw it all the way. It wasn't the most powerful shot, but it was directed nicely. But Kalinic has gone to his right, and it remains Iceland 0, Croatia 0.
Kalinic done his homework, hasn't he? Plenty of times Sigurdsson's pretended as if he's going to play that in towards the penalty area, and then fires it in with power towards the near post. He did it that time, and he just took a couple of steps, Kalinic, just towards his near post, and made an easy save in the end.
Modric now, who's been with Real Madrid for some years now, the brilliant midfield man, 4 seasons at Spurs, left White Hart Lane for Real Madrid in 2012. It's been a trophy success time at the Bernabeu for Modric, and here he is at 32 years of age now in the World Cup, leading his country into the knockout stages. And speaking of knockout, Bjarnason, the man who almost had a knockout elbow to the nose, has just gone down on that far touchline for Iceland, and it's going to be a free kick to the men in white, with a little bit of claret where Bjarnason is concerned, but it looks as though they have the bleeding under control on his nose now, Bjarnason, and fingers crossed that's the last of it, and they'll be able to continue. Now here's Johan Gudmundsson for Iceland on the right hand side, plays it out wide towards the left, and Bjarnason, but he couldn't get there. It's gone straight out of play for a throw-in on that far side to Croatia. Iceland 0, Croatia 0. 13 minutes to the break here on TalkSport 2.
The game's just slipping into nothingness, isn't it? Yeah. Iceland, well, certainly Croatia have been really, really poor. No intensity whatsoever. None of their players really looking as if they've got that fire in their belly to impress the manager. And then Iceland just haven't got that bravery, have they, to push men forward. Well,
a reminder that if Croatia draw this game with Iceland, then Croatia will win the group on 7 points with a +5 goal difference. As things stand, Argentina are on 4 points, with Nigeria on 3 and Iceland on 2. Iceland would finish bottom of the group if scorelines stay as they are. No goals here, and 1-0 Argentina lead Nigeria through. Who else but Messi? Now here comes Sivarsson, plays the ball into the penalty area from the right hand side and wins another corner. They're enjoying plenty of corners here now, Iceland. They're knocking on the door. Chaleta Sar is the man who's put it behind for a corner on this near side.
Starting to get their fullbacks forward, Sivarsson. This time Magnusson on the other side's been getting forward as well. They're just slowly but surely edging themselves up the pitch. And again, another set play. Can they get one right?
Yeah, the quality of the delivery has been questionable so far. Magnusson's in there. Now Gunnarsson plays it all towards the far side. It's going to fall here to Bodvarsson, but Bjarnason, I should say. But it falls here now towards Hallfredsson, edge of the penalty area. It's out wide again for Johan Gudmundsson. What delivery can he make now? Puts it on his left, puts it on his right, and it's cannoned away. He's got a throw in. But ultimately, again, the keeper wasn't tested there by Iceland. There's a few concerning looks on their faces now as well. With every tick of the clock, they know the pressure is mounting. But one goal only, could keep them in this World Cup. That's how close they are. Fine margins, they call it. And Gunnarsson now is going to deliver the ball with a throw-in on this near touchline towards the edge of the 6-yard area. It's cleared away though that time by Perisic, and a decent opportunity is dealt with comfortably again. Sevarsson moves forward from the halfway line towards the left-hand side of play. It's out for a throw-in again, and once again any promise that Iceland had has broken down, cleared away. Iceland 0, Croatia 0, 11 minutes to half-time. Dean Ashton.
Yeah, they couldn't quite get it under control. Gunnarsson made a clever run. He started on the edge of the box, and as everyone moved in towards that near post, he peeled round the back, headed it back towards Bjarnason. He just couldn't quite get it under control to get a clean strike away. But there just hasn't been a clear-cut chance as yet in this game from either side. I'm not sure we're going to see it from Croatia if they stay in this way.
It's not the best game we've commentated on, Dean, is it?
It's certainly not. And I just want to see Iceland be a little braver, push a few more men forward. Croatia haven't offered anything whatsoever, but Iceland haven't tested them.
No, absolutely. Fans backing their side, really making some noise here. As Croatia come forward now with Pivaric on the left-hand side of play. Plays it short for Perisic, and now the ball's on the centre circle with Badelja. He holds the ball up now towards Piazza, who had that yellow card for that elbow on Bjarnason. And it's cleared all the way back towards the halfway line. Iceland need to get their foot on the ball somehow. And Johan Gudmundsson has won it back. Long ball forward, but there's nobody there. Lack of quality, with Finn Bogason standing well back, and Gunnarsson with the ball, very poor, straight through towards the keeper, Kalinic. It remains Iceland 0, Croatia 0.
And it just shows when you're, as we saw with Denmark and France, when you're through, that intensity's not there, and even players at this level can switch off slightly and just allow the game to pass them by.
Ball on the right-hand side now as Croatia move forward with Modric. Midway inside the Iceland half, they come forward now towards the edge of the box. Modric now threads it through again towards the edge of the penalty area. Perisic with a shot, so tame, so easy. Halldórsson hardly had to move for that, and lacked power wide from Perisic, and that was a pretty poor tame effort, Dean.
It was, but that was quality from Luka Modric. He just got the ball under pressure, and he's that good. You can always tell a wonderful player is the type of player that's able to roll the ball with the bottom of his foot, just keep it under control, and he was just doing that with his head up constantly, so he had it under control, wasn't looking at the ball, knew where it was, and was just looking to feed, and then he just flicks it around the corner, quick 1-2 into Perisic, who then gave us a woeful attempt at a volley, dribbled it wide.
Ball's on the centre circle now, and Iceland have the ball with Bjarnason on that left touchline. Holds the ball up, he's under a little bit of pressure here from Jedvak in the Croatian side of play, and now here's Bjarnason again, the Aston Villa man, up towards the left-hand touchline. Challenge goes in though, and Croatia are able to win it back with Piazza. Back towards the halfway line now. Modric is peeling away looking for it, but Badelja moves forward now and plays it down the channel for Perisic on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Plays it inside, and good strong challenge coming in from Gunnarsson for Iceland there. Referee waves play on. Now it's going to be a free kick. He's going to pull it back towards a foul committed a little bit earlier, that time on Finn Bogason, and he's going to have a word with the Croatian player as well. And Badelja is the man who's committed the foul, and it's going to be a free kick to Iceland deep inside their own half after the challenge on Hallfredsson, and Kovacic was involved as well. It's Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2.
Perisic, poor old Perisic, he got wide again, great run, he's got that powerful running style. This time he got himself down the right hand side, looks in the box, where's his centre forward? In midfield. That's just simply not good enough. It's not good enough for a centre forward. Kramaric, you're in the team to score goals. Make sure when the ball's wide you're in the box.
Now they come forward, Croatia, with Modric. Unleashes Kramaric on the left-hand side of play. Moves towards the edge of the penalty area. On the overlap, running at 100 miles an hour, is Pivaric. But it was all to no avail because decent defending from Iceland on that occasion. Holds the ball up with Kramaric now. And they're just trying to be patient with two men crowding them out. Pivaric goes all the way back here towards Badelja now. Modric moving forward. 2 players on him. He tries to unleash that defence, and it's a long-range shot from Piazza, and that's what it's come to. He was never going to score from there. It was blocked on the edge of the penalty area. Long-range shot, and now Iceland try and win the ball back, and they've got themselves a free kick, and it's just inside their own half. Croatia aren't happy about it. It's Halfredsson who's won the free kick after coming together with Bedelli, and Bedelli's just not happy with that. Free kick Iceland though it is. Seen a replay of Piazza's tame effort, and real lack of goal scoring opportunities here, and Croatia reduced to long range optimistic efforts, and optimistic at best. Now the ball's on this near side for Kovacic, moving forward, and now Iceland have won the ball back towards the edge of the penalty area. Here they come with a shot. Oh, it's gone wide of the left-hand post. That's the best chance of the half so far from Finn Bogason, and the fans put their heads in their hands. They caught Croatia napping there. Finn Bogason with the shot, couldn't get it on target, should have got it on target, didn't do so, wide of the post. Iceland 0, Croatia 0.
And that passage of play sums Croatia up. Bedelia dawdled on the ball. Finn Bogason wins the ball back brilliantly. Lovely little quick 1-2 with Gylfi Sigurdsson, and then he just looks to open his body up and side foot that firmly into the corner, and it scrapes the side netting as it goes past the post. That was a half a chance, I would say. I wouldn't say it was a great chance. He was still on the edge of the box.
Should have got it on target though, Dean, shouldn't he?
Of course, you would always expect to get it on target, but he's really gone it. That was the only way he's probably going to score with that technique, was to just inside the post, and he just got his angle slightly wrong. But that just shows if Croatia dawdle, Iceland won't give him a second.
Kovacic now moving forward. Modric with a long-range shot has gone wide of the right-hand post. That was 35 yards out, and again another long-range optimistic shot. Luka Modric not on target though. Halldórsson didn't even move as he watched it go well wide.
Well, you would expect a lot better from Luka Modric. We saw that against Argentina, wonderful strike. First time he's had a bit of room to get the ball out of his feet for a shot, and in the end it went wider than the 6-yard box, which tells you all you need to know about the strike from Luka Modric.
Does indeed. Just one shot on goal so far, that came from Iceland, and now they are starting to have a little bit more possession, but still Croatia keeping the ball better, and they'll be happy with that. Kovacic out wide here towards the left-hand side of play, and Pivaric, he plays it square here for Kovacic again now. Modric in the centre circle, threads the ball out wide to the right-hand side, and Piazza moving forward on the overlap now. An opportunity played into the penalty area, and a snapshot here from Kramaric, and looks like offside. Kramaric was moving into the penalty area, and I think that perhaps Perisic was caught offside there.
I think so. It was the cross that came in. It could have been either Perisic or Kramaric that could have got the ball, and I think Perisic was offside. But it's been so lacklustre from Croatia. It's kind of been what you would have expected. A team that's through, that hasn't got that intensity. Players switch off, don't want to get injured. Looking forward to the round of 16. I'm just a little disappointed in Iceland, who I think have got to gamble a bit more. They're still very, very defensive.
Just a reminder that Argentina are a goal up against Nigeria. Still doesn't change the permutations too much for Iceland. They still know they have to win this game. One goal is all they need to match Argentina. That would put Iceland on 4 at -1. Argentina would be on 4 at -2. That is a fine margin we're talking about here.
Absolutely. One bit of magic, one mistake, one refereeing decision can massively change this group.
Throw into Iceland then, and on that far side, it's taken low towards Johan Gudmundsson. Holds the ball up here now towards the left-hand side of play, and now here's Bjarnason again, square for Halfredsson. He's going to unleash a shot, left-footed, nowhere near the target though. Disappointing from Halfredsson, and in the closing stages of the first half he's put it on his left foot, and it's high and wide, and it's Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2.
No, wouldn't have put any money on that going anywhere near the goal. The run-up he took was far too straight. The run-up he took to the ball, left-footed, far too straight. leant back, all the technique you would tell a young player not to do. Alfredsson produced it, and up and over it went.
Sums the matchup, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But again, I think Iceland are just going to have that mentality of keep it tight, try and nick that goal, hope it goes our way in the other match.
Yep. And if it does stay 1-0 Argentina and Iceland score, you can be sure Argentina will put their foot to the pedal in their game with Nigeria. Ball's out wide here now for Iceland as they thread the ball into the penalty area, aiming there towards Finn Bogason, and it's Jaleta Sarr who puts the ball high and out for the corner. Late in this first half now, we are in the last minute of this first half of normal time. We will have some to be added on because of the treatment to Bjarnason for that bloody nose. Gunnarsson's in the penalty area now. Finn Bogason's in the area as well. This would be a great time for Iceland to score, wouldn't it? And put pressure on Argentina. Ball whipped across, keeper just punches it clear, and the referee has said that the keeper has been fouled just as Bjarnason comes in with a shot at the second time of asking. We're into time added on at the end of the first half now. Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2, and the referee has given a foul on the keeper there, and I think it was the number 5 Ingersson who is adjudged to be the guilty party, but for me, I'm not too sure of that.
Well, I mean, you can't even challenge the goalkeeper. His arms aren't up. He's basically headed the goalkeeper's arm, but you can't do that in today's game. And they haven't made the most of them set plays. The delivery's been average. You know, we haven't seen too much movement from the Icelandic players. They're looking constantly really for that back post ball and then to head it back across. Just hasn't worked as yet.
We are into the first of 2 minutes to be added on. A minimum of 2 minutes, of course, is a regulation to give it its correct phrase. And now here's Bjarnason holding the ball up for Iceland, but he's given it away. Croatia move forward now with Kovacic. Kovacic square here, back towards Piazza. Piazza's been beaten to it though, and Iceland coming forward now, and it's Gylfi Sigurdsson plays the ball out here towards Finn Bogason, edge of the penalty area. Oh, that's a poor ball square straight into the path of Chorluka, and Croatia are able to bring the ball clear comfortably now. Perisic has it again. Frustrating breakdown in the passage of play from Iceland, but they pick the ball up again here. They come forward with Gunnarsson out wide here to the right hand side, and Johan Gudmundsson into the penalty area, plays it square, and the shot comes in here from Gunnarsson, and it's parried away by the keeper Kalinic, and finally they test the keeper with that shot from Gunnarsson. It goes wide for a corner. It's still Iceland 0, Croatia 0.
Great bit of play from Gudmundsson. He just waited and then fed Gunnarsson, who tried to whip that back across with dip and bend into the far corner. Kalinic read it brilliantly.
Corner's taken here by Sigurdsson, straight into the arms of the keeper, and that will be that. With every missed opportunity, you can see the frustration building up in the Iceland players' faces here, because the pressure is building on them in the Rostov arena. They know that Argentina are one up. Iceland need to score, and they need to score quickly in that second half to try and put the pressure on Argentina elsewhere tonight. It's been a frustrating first half in many ways, a lack of goal scoring opportunities, but at the break in the Rostov arena, it's Iceland 0, Croatia 0. Thanks very much indeed. Yes, here we go with the second half, and it's now win or bust as far as Iceland are concerned. Nothing has changed from the point of view that they have to score in this final group game if they are to progress through. As things stand, with this game goalless and Nigeria 0, Argentina 1, if that's how it was in 45 to 50 minutes from now, Croatia 7, Argentina 4, Nigeria 3, Iceland 2 would be how it is. 1 goal for Iceland would put them onto 4 points, and a goal better off than Argentina. That's how close it is, and we talk about fine margins, and the opportunity remains for Iceland to pinch a place in the knockout stages. A reminder of the starting lineup for Iceland tonight. Halldórsson in goal as we kick off second half here. Seversson, Sigurdsson, Ingersson and Magnusson across the back. Halfredsson and Gunnarsson in front of the back four. Gudmundsson, Gylfi Sigurdsson and Bjarnason at Villa in midfield. And Finn Bogason going forward. As for Croatia, 9 changes. Kalinic in goal, Pivaric, Chaleta, Sarcho, Luka and Jedvat across the back. Bedelja, Modric in front of the back 4. Piazza, Kovacic and Perisic in the middle, with Kramaric going forward for Croatia tonight. So, first minute of this second half, Iceland 0, Croatia 0. Croatia in their dark kit, black mainly, with 1 or 2 squares on the front of the shirt, and Iceland in their all-white kit with blue sleeves, attacking right to left, and we have to see more of them. We have to see them on the front foot at the start of this second half, and they've got a foul already. Bedelja was the man who committed it. Bjarnason is the man who's gone down, and it's a free kick to Iceland midway inside the Croatian half, and Ingerson is coming forward already, so there's plenty of intent here now, and a decent opportunity for Iceland in the early stages of this second half, with Gylfi Sigurdsson with a quality delivery into the penalty area to maybe just get them on the front foot and give them the opportunity of taking the lead here in the Rostov arena. Modric, being spoken to by the referee, looks behind as to where the wall is, but a decent position here for Gylfi Sigurdsson of Iceland now. Puts his arm in the air, right-footed, he chips it towards the edge of the 6-yard box, straight into the arms of Kalinic. Poor delivery from the Everton man there.
There has been. I don't think he's put in one decent delivery as yet, Gylfi Sigurdsson. That's what he's known for, is his set play delivery. It's been really poor. Kalinic, to be fair to him, he's not one of those goalkeepers that just is happy to sit back on his line and let his defenders deal with it. He's been coming out, he's been anticipating. That's been decent to see from a goalkeeper.
Ball out wide on the right-hand side for Croatia, now attacking left to right. Jedvat holds the ball up, but Bodvarsson is there to win the ball back. Bjarnason is there to win the ball back for Iceland, and now here comes Gylfi Sigurdsson again. On the overlap is Bjarnason on the left-hand side, tries to dink it in towards Sigurdsson once again, but it comes off. I think it came off Jedvat there, and it's going to be a corner to Iceland in the early stages of this second half. Once again, it's an opportunity early on in the early stages here for Iceland from a decent set piece. They're winning the corner count 5-2 so far in this game, and an opportunity early on. They're certainly on the front foot in the early stages of this second half. Gylfi Sigurdsson now towards the edge of the 6-yard area, headed back as far as Bjarnason. He tries to get the ball back into the box, but Croatia are able to tidy it up through Modric now, back towards the edge of their own penalty area. Modric with 2 players around him, but he manages to get it out to Pivaric and up towards the halfway line, but Bjarnason wins it back again, and Savarisson, there looks a little bit more urgency in the Iceland play now.
Yeah, there does. Going a little bit more direct as well, and I think that's how they can build momentum, is corners, and then even throw-ins become a decent set play, with Gunnarsson able to fire that long throw-in, and that just creates some pressure on the Croatian back line, who again have started this game at a really slow tempo. Jedvat, especially at right back, has been really, really poor. He got caught on the ball for that last attack to commence where they won the corner, Iceland.
Don't forget, for your essential roundup of Wednesday morning's top sports stories, join World Cup Sports Day here on TalkSport 2 from 7 a.m. tomorrow. Russell Hargreaves and Hannah Wilkes discuss the latest from within the England camp, as well as preview 4 more live World Cup commentaries across the TalkSport network. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, World Cup Sports Day with Russell Hargreaves and Hannah Wilkes on TalkSport 2. Now Iceland have got the ball midway inside their own half. Halfway line they move up to, and Gylfi Sigurdsson on the overlap again. Bjarnason, who's seeing lots of the ball tonight, tries to thread the ball down the channel towards Magnusson, who just sees the ball run away from him and behind for a Croatia goal kick. He was under pressure, challenge went in, to be fair, but the ball's gone behind for that goal kick, away to our, in fact, taken short by Kalinic, and Croatia will start deep once again with Kramaric holding the ball up towards the halfway line. Nearly 5 minutes gone at the start of this second half on TalkSport 2. Iceland 0, Croatia 0. No substitutions made from either side at half-time. Croatia have the ball on the halfway line, and this is what they'll try and do more of, just hold the ball and frustrate Iceland, I'm sure of that. Modric plays the ball down from the middle of the park towards the left, and Perisic puts it on his left foot. Headed away though that time by Ingerson, had to as well, but they conceded the ball one more time, and Kovacic comes back here for Croatia. Edge of the penalty area, one-touch football, but they're able to bring it clear now towards Gylfi Sigurdsson, but he's given the ball away, and there's one or two frustrating challenges going in. Finn Bogason there has gone in with his legs trailing, but Croatia still managed to hold the ball up, and now Iceland scrapping for it to try and get the ball back, and they do so with Johan Gudmundsson, and it breaks down again.
Yeah, the quality's just not there, is it? And you can see not only urgency, maybe a bit of panic for Iceland at the start of the second half.
Croatia moving forward now with a powerful long-range shot, cannoned off the crossbar. That was a decent opportunity and well worth the effort as far as Croatia were concerned. Badelja is the man, right-footed outside the area, and it has cannoned off the crossbar with Halldórsson well and truly beaten. It remains Iceland 0, Croatia 0, and in fact it's a corner, so Halldórsson must have got the faintest of fingertips to it.
Well, I don't know where that's come from. Badelja does not look like a player that's got forward at all. He just kind of takes it out of his feet, 35 to 40 yards out. Wonderful strike. It actually just comes off the heels of Ragnar Sigurdsson and off the crossbar.
Modric now with the corner, straight into the arms of Halldórsson. There was I giving the keeper praise for tipping it over the bar.
He was nowhere near it, Halldórsson. It just takes a nick off Ragnar Sigurdsson, and I think that's what takes it up and onto the crossbar. But it just came from nothing. It wasn't even as if he looked like he was going to shoot, and then just no backlift, pure strike, takes a little nick and off the crossbar.
52 gone here. Iceland 0, Croatia 0 on TalkSport 2. Nigeria have equalised against Argentina, a Victor Moses penalty, and that means that Argentina are on 2 points, minus 3 goal difference, and Iceland are on 2 points, minus 2. It still means Iceland have got to score because Nigeria are on 4. And here come Iceland moving forward now with Johan Gudmundsson. And into the penalty area, Croatia have scored! Badelja is the man who's got the goal! That's a crushing blow for Iceland! Ball played in from the left-hand side, and the number 19, Badelja, has moved forward here for Croatia and has punched the ball into the net with his right foot. A real powerful strike, and it's Iceland 0, Croatia 1 on TalkSport 2.
Well, where's he come from? Badelja, he's hardly been involved in the game. He was poor in the first half. He actually starts to move off himself. A wonderful ball out towards Perisic. It's eventually cut out, and they just couldn't clear it, Iceland. And then when it's fed back across from Pivaric, guess who was there? Badelja, the holding midfield player, burst in just towards the penalty spot, and I tell you what, he takes it so well. The technique that he uses is he bounces up, he takes a little hop up in the air and side volleys it into the floor, and then rising into the top corner takes it really, really well. They haven't deserved it, but suddenly he's come alive.
Milan Badelja from Zagreb, a regular with Fiorentina in Italy, has given Croatia the lead, and that could be a crushing blow now for Iceland's hopes. Just as we heard that Nigeria had equalised at 1 apiece, it looks now as though, as things stand at the moment, it is Croatia and Nigeria who are going through, Argentina going out, along with Iceland as things stand.
How things can change just so quickly. But Badelja, the one goal in 38 appearances for Croatia before this game, and suddenly hits the crossbar. Well, that's the chance as well.
Yes, and Iceland coming forward for the equaliser, but the header is tipped over Ingerson, and the keeper's going absolutely balmy at his defence. The throw-in from the right-hand side, Ingerson can't quite get to it, and the header in the end from Ingerson has gone over the bar, with Kalinic can't quite get to it in the first stages, and it's over the crossbar, and Croatia survive a scare there. At 1-0 they lead.
Well, I was too busy talking about Badelja. I didn't understand that Gunnarsson could play the ball so far in, nowhere near the penalty area, flings the long throw in, and it's Modric at the back post who tries to clear it. And then Ingerson, the header just wasn't directed well enough. Kalinic was able to flick it over, but a good response from Iceland.
Looking to get back on level terms and cling on to faint hopes that perhaps they can make it through. Corner is taken, and the header from the edge of the 6-yard area from Ingerson is over the bar on that occasion, and it remains Iceland 0, Croatia 1.
Oh, it does just flick off the top of the crossbar.
Ooh.
Again, a free header. He's got to do better. He has to keep it down. There's no challenge on him whatsoever. The pace is on the ball from Gylfi Sigurdsson. Tries to direct it to that far post. Too much on it. Flicks off the top of the crossbar. What a great response that would have been from Iceland to get themselves back level so quickly.
Milan Badelja with the only goal of the game so far for Croatia, breaking Iceland's hearts, and now Iceland, you will see them pushing and pushing and pushing, and there's a shot from the edge of the penalty area from Johan Gudmundsson. Well, we've got something to really get enthused about finally here, as they come forward again with Sigurdsson towards the penalty area, and they're not giving the ball away so much now. They're holding on to it. Alfredsson now plays the ball out wide from Gylfi Sigurdsson towards Gunnarsson on the right hand side. They have to push now. They have to try and get something back on level terms as quickly as possible. Bjarnason holds the ball up for Iceland, moving towards the edge of the penalty area, chips it in. The chest is down but cleared frantically by Chaleta-Sar. Up towards again Alfredsson, charging forward with a long ball towards the penalty area, cleared away again. The Iceland fans still getting behind their side, but they now know they've got to score twice.
Yeah, I mean, that's so typical, isn't it? They give a goal away, and we suddenly see a real response from Iceland. Should have seen this in the first half, let alone the start of the second half.
Yep, so it's a throw-in on that far side. We've had 57 minutes of this game on TalkSport 2. And it's Iceland 0, Croatia 1. As things stand, Iceland and Argentina are going out of the World Cup from Group D. 1 apiece between Nigeria and Argentina, and 1-0 Croatia lead in this game. And they're moving forward now again, Croatia. Attacking left to right as we look down on the field of play, and it's Jedvad who's got the ball under pressure here, but misses out this time towards Bjarnason, who's covered a lot of ground tonight, Bjarnason, but hasn't really been able to do too much with it, and that's an ill-timed challenge from Alfredsson. And Piazza is the man who's gone down, and it's going to be a yellow card for Alfredsson for that foul that has been committed. And Gunnarsson's saying, can't believe it. All sorts of reactions going in here, but Alfredsson has got a yellow.
Yeah, he really did dive into the challenge. I think we'd have to see it again to see just how much contact there was, which is what Gunnarsson's saying, but he does dive.
He's taking his right leg.
Yeah, and he's off the floor slightly with one of his legs. Piazza definitely got caught. Definitely yellow card. I don't know why they're arguing, to be honest.
They do though, don't they? Yeah, Iceland 0, Croatia 1. 58 gone on TalkSport 2. And Modric is going to take this free kick for Croatia now on this near side. And they're moving forward again, Croatia, looking to build on that lead, or at least hold on to it. Piazza wins a throw-in on this near side. That will do them. And you can sense the disappointment creeping into the Iceland players. They're going to have to dig deep and show some character here if they're to get out of this, because they're in a bit of a mess right now. A goal down. Croatia looking to go through with 3 straight wins, and they've never won back-to-back World Cup matches. They've won back-to-back World Cup matches for the first time in this tournament since 1998. They've never won all 3 group stage matches or 3 World Cup games in a row. They won 3 group stage matches at Euro 2008, but looking good for Croatia to set their own records tonight.
Most definitely. Not that they've played in a way that's made them look like they've wanted that title, but so far they've obviously had the player in Badelja that's had the quality to finish off that move from Croatia.
As you said, Milan Badelja there has just come from nowhere. He's had complete ineffect on this game in the first half, and then has a shot followed up by a goal in the space of a couple of minutes. And Croatia charging forward again here now, left-hand side of the penalty area, holding up with Pivaric under pressure here from Ingerson. And this is fine for Croatia as long as they've got the ball, they've got the advantage. And Iceland know that they are chasing the game here big time. The hour mark is upon us. Iceland 0, Croatia 1 on TalkSport 2.
I'm just looking down at who's on the substitutes bench for Iceland and what sort of changes they could make. You know, how long does Hallgrímsson leave it until he maybe brings John Daddy Bodvarsson on and maybe goes to and sacrifice one of your midfield players. Alfredsson now on a yellow card. Do you sacrifice him and just sit Gunnarsson in there, Bjarnason alongside him, and have Sigurdsson in behind Bodvarsson and Finn Bogason, and maybe just go a bit direct? I don't think they have got a style of play where they can play through teams. You know, just go direct and don't have any. Don't be ashamed to do that when the game's in this sort of situation.
John Daddy Bodvarsson did start against Nigeria and plays for Reading now, of course. It remains to be seen whether we see him. Luka Modric now. Ball played into the area, punched clear by Hallgrímsson out towards the edge of the penalty area, but there's a player gone down. It looks as though there's a collision with Hallgrímsson and Ingerson. I think he's going to be okay though, he's on his knees, so don't think we're going to see too much of a delay here.
No, I'm not quite sure who it is who clatters him. I think he just gets...
Oh, it's his own keeper.
Well, he gets sandwiched, doesn't he, between Chileta Sarr and Hallgrímsson. Just takes a whack. Chin, hip, the whole lot gets a whack.
He'll be okay though. And the ball's back with Hallgrímsson in the Iceland goal now. Clock ticking away, 62 gone, Iceland 0, Croatia 1. You're listening to the World Cup live on TalkSport 2, your home of exclusive Premier League and EFL commentaries, and bring you all the action from England tours of the West Indies and Sri Lanka this winter. It's all here on TalkSport 2. Now, Croatia have run the ball back, but on the halfway line, Sigurdsson is able to get the ball forward. Back towards Modric now for Croatia. The only goal so far coming from Milan Badelja, the 29-year-old.
I just keep watching Luka Modric. He's a joy to watch, honestly. You just can't get the ball off him. He's just, his vision and awareness of where players are, when to play one touch, when to take an extra touch, is just magnificent to watch. He's a special talent.
Bjarnason now for Iceland, outside the penalty area, plays it towards the edge of the box, looking for Johan Gudmundsson, and the referee, what's he given here?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is yellow card. Finn Bogason went in late on Kalinic, the goalkeeper.
Yep, the yellow card is ready from the referee here, and keeper down and struggling at the moment, but it looks as though it will be a yellow card. You're quite right, for Finn Bogason.
Yeah, and he's hurt himself as well. It was clear he wasn't going to get the ball, but that's just desperation. Just dived in. There was no way he was going to get it either. Finn Bogason, and rightly so, gets the yellow card. Even I can't stick up for him.
Yep. Finn Bogason gets a yellow card for clattering into Kalinic there. There was the challenge on Gudmundsson at the edge of the penalty area. Oof. His right boot has gone between his legs and thankfully missed that particular part of the body that would have made you and I's eyes water, Dean.
It's making mine water just the thought of that. You say his shorts nearly ripped. It was a bit. I was a little bit naughty actually from Finn Bogason. You know, as a striker, whether you're going to get the ball or not, and I'm pretty sure he knew he wasn't. Still kind of dived in.
Well, Luka Modric is off, wrapped in cotton wool, and Bradaric is the man who has come on for Croatia, the number 14. So Luka Modric has played 64 minutes of this match, Dean, and I think, well, it wouldn't surprise you when you look at the enthusiasm that he's got, that perhaps he asked Latko Dalic to keep him in the side tonight, and that's maybe one of the reasons why he did start him, because all the pre-match hype was that he may well leave Luka Modric out.
But I don't feel as if Luka Modric has played and really given you the Luka Modric that we've been used to seeing. So then you sort of think, well, if you have started the game, where's that performance been? And like I said, I talked about he never gives the ball away, but he certainly hasn't had the same intensity that he has in the first 2 games, and it almost seems a bit pointless to now take him off after an hour.
Now a shot from the right-hand side of the penalty area. Sigurdsson is the man. The substitution that has been made, with 1-0 still the score here in Croatia's favour as Sigurdsson puts the ball wide. Filip Bradarić, 26 years of age now, he comes on for Luka Modric, and first change of the night from either side, has to be said, when it comes to substitutions. Croatia, we remind you, did make 9 changes at the start of this game. So Filip Bradarić comes on as a substitute for Luka Modric. 65 gone. Iceland 0, Croatia 1, and the only goal of the game so far, Milan Badelja for Croatia. And elsewhere, we remind you, it's still Nigeria 1, Argentina 1, and 1-0 Croatia here. That means that as things stand, Argentina and Iceland are going out of this tournament with an optimistic shot from Kramaric off the elbow, it seems, of Ingersson, wide for a corner on that far side for Croatia. Double their lead here. You feel it will be game over, Dean?
Yeah, I mean, Iceland have struggled in the last 3 or 4 minutes to keep that intensity up, to try and keep the pressure up. I think they're running out of ideas, and that's why, I mean, it's probably best to make a substitution and just try and change something. Give Finn Bogason a bit more support. Sigurdsson isn't going to give you that physicality alongside him.
Corner towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and Hull Dawson is away there to punch it clear for Iceland, but only into the path of Pivaric. It's out wide to the left-hand side of play, and Kovacic plays it short here for Perisic now for the Croatian side, looking to win all 3 group games, which would be a fantastic achievement. Never won all 3 group stage matches in the World Cup. They've kept a clean sheet in 3 of their last 4 World Cup games, looking to make it 4 out of 5 here. And they already matched as many clean sheets as they had in their previous 12 in the competition. These sides, we remind you, did meet in qualifying. Croatia won 2-0 at home, Brozovic getting both goals there, and then Iceland gained revenge with a 1-0 victory in Iceland. They finished runners-up to Iceland in Group 1 with a record of 6 wins. Croatia, and beat Greece 4-1 on aggregate in the playoffs. But it's Croatia who have got the upper hand here right now as the ball comes through to Bjarnason for Iceland, towards the edge of the penalty area, but Bradarić is able to bring the ball away and tidy it up. Chorluka launches it forward towards the edge of the halfway line into the right-hand side of play. Piazza sees the ball go out of play. I wonder if we're about to see another substitution. Referee just talking to the bench down on this near side, but he allows play to go on. And
I wonder if the ref's even saying, are you not going to make a substitution?
Yeah.
I was expecting to turn around and see a substitution being made. I think Piazza's just gone down though. I think he's struggling with a knock or cramp.
Well, it's Bjarnason who's got the ball here, and Bjarnason tries to thread it through towards the penalty area, and now it's gone out of play, and Piazza is in a spot of bother here, close to the touchline on this near side. And they do have Lovren. Dejan Lovren is the man who is waiting to come on here. Another one of the players who was rested before this game for Croatia, and could well be that he's about to make his way onto the field of play for the Croatians, who lead here by a 1-0.
Well, they've got 20 minutes, haven't they, Iceland, to just give it a real good go. It looked like they've just started to dip off in their intensity. Can they give their supporters 20 minutes more effort and just see what happens? You saw last night with the Iran game, if you just give it a go, you never know. A decision goes your way, and Iran had the chance to win the game in the end. Just got to try and keep going and hope you get that break.
Dejan Lovren is on then, just to confirm. The Liverpool man has come on here for Piazza for a substitution for the last 20 minutes of this game. And Dejan Lovren, who started the previous game, but another one who was left out and rested here. And we're going to have an Iceland substitution about to be made here now. to interruptions to the play. And the man who is going to come on here is Bjorn Sigurdsson.
Interesting swap as well, Ragnar Sigurdsson going off the centre-back, so I wonder whether there'll be a change of formation or they're just going to get an extra man in midfield.
Well, they've got to go for it here now. Bjorn Sigurdsson is on. So there we see the first change for Iceland in this game as they come forward now. And on this near side, holding the ball up, Bjarnason towards the edge of the penalty area, headed away, and now here's Pivaric out towards the left-hand side and chasing hard after it, both players, and it's Ingersson who sees the ball go out of play. There'll be a goal kick to Iceland away to our right. We've reached the 70-minute mark. Iceland have 20 minutes to save their World Cup campaign here now, Dean.
Well, they've definitely gone for it with that change. I think they aren't really going to change their system. I just think they're going to keep the three defenders that are still on the pitch as a three, and the rest will just look to support Finn Bogason and Sigurdsson.
Well, there we see it, the first change then, and we're in the 72nd minute of the game. It's Iceland 0, Croatia 1 on TalkSport 2 this Tuesday evening. And Iceland know that they have to find a moment of inspiration from somewhere. They have to find a moment of magic to give them a glimmer of hope now. Long ball forward towards the edge of the penalty area, and now it's Croatia have the ball back. Will they look to attack here now? They've given the ball away carelessly to Hallfredsson for Iceland. He moves the ball forward now for Gylfi Sigurdsson. Now the ball's running loose on the right-hand side. An opportunity for Iceland if they can get a ball of quality into the area. Oh dear, Bjarnason has put the ball wide. Ball delivered in from the right-hand side with great precision. Bjarnason had to outstretch his leg and has put the ball wide in a great position for Iceland when the ball was delivered in, and oh dear, no, he was in a great position. I said he had to stretch his leg from Finn Bogason's ball in, but actually he was in a great position and just couldn't get the shot in.
Just couldn't use his legs, could he? They just stiffened up at the wrong time. Made a great run at the back post. It was Jedvard who kept Finn Bogason onside. He put a brilliant ball across. I was just thinking, just slide that across for Bjarnason to come onto and side foot into the back of the net. And his legs just he just took too many big strides. You've got to narrow your strides down and set yourself ready for that side foot. He took one big stride, looked very, very awkward with the finish, and in the end he hardly got any power on it whatsoever. It kind of dribbled wide. What a fantastic chance for Iceland. You've got to take them. You've got to take them if you have any chance.
Yep. Well, time ticking away for Iceland here. Croatia still have that advantage by 1-0, and we've had 73 minutes of this action here, and as we say, the pressure intensifying now for the Iceland side as Croatia come forward at pace now. A ball played in, and oh, I'll tell you what, they weren't far off there with Kramaric in the penalty area. One piece of contact that could have doubled the lead, with Pivaric playing the ball in from the left-hand side. Kramaric couldn't quite get there, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Well, he probably wasn't quite expecting the shot. It was there to be had. He actually got there. I would just wonder whether Kramaric thought he was offside, because I don't know why he hasn't gone to try and side foot that in. It was a poor strike really from Pivaric. Pulled it across, but that is where you want your striker to be alive.
And now Iceland come forward at pace. They're appealing for a penalty, and the referee has given a handball. Iceland have got themselves a penalty late on here. 16 minutes remain in this game, and the referee has said that Croatia have handled the ball, and it will be a penalty to Iceland to give them a little bit of hope here now. And Gylfi Sigurdsson is going to stand over the ball to take this penalty. It looks as though
it's Dejan Lovren.
It is Dejan Lovren, and it's off the left arm.
He's definitely moved his arm towards the ball, shifts it across to stop the cross. What is he thinking, Dejan Lovren? Ridiculous. He's trying to remonstrate, but there's no chance stuck his arm. They don't need to look at that. It's definitely clipped his arm. And what a big moment for Iceland.
Here we have it then for Gylfi Sigurdsson to revive hope for Iceland. Can they get on level terms? Quarter of an hour from the end of the game. Steps up, puts it in the net. Gylfi Sigurdsson has revived Iceland's hopes. There's still 15 minutes to go here, and it's Iceland 1, Croatia 1.
They're not out of it, are they? What a cool penalty from Gylfi Sigurdsson. He's got brilliant technique anyway, but he didn't panic. Just coolly side-footed it into the roof of the net, sent the keeper the wrong way. Actually, more almost down the middle. Brilliantly took penalty right into the roof of the net. And like you say, 15 minutes, another goal here and a goal in the other game, and they'll be through.
Sounds simple. Dejan Lovren of Liverpool has only been on the field of play 10 minutes, and he's conceded a penalty already. And Iceland are coming forward at pace again now. Plays the ball towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Hallfredsson in on play, and now a strong shot from outside the penalty area is held by Kalinic. It was well worth an effort for Iceland here from Johan Gudmundsson, left-footed, and it was held by Kalinic, but they're going to go for it now, you can be sure of that.
Oh, they really have. This game's totally changed. You can sense it. Just that, maybe that substitution, that extra bit of impetus for Iceland. Yes, they're going to leave gaps at the back for the counter-attack, but they've got to go for it, and that's all they needed. That little break, that silly mistake from Dejan Lovren, sticking his arm out to stop the cross, and they've just got to do their bit. Can they get that second goal and hope and pray that Argentina get a winner in the other game?
Yes, indeed, that is the key, because Nigeria right now are on 4 points with a +3 goal difference. If Iceland score again here, they'll still be -1. So it's a 4-goal swing that they still need. So still 2 results have to go their way, and they have 13 minutes. It's still a long shot, but we know what this game can do.
Of course, you just got to, like I said, sort of 5 to 10 minutes ago, you've just got to keep going. You've just got to do your job if you're Iceland. Just give your fans 20 minutes effort, which they have done. Got themselves a penalty, got themselves back into it. Can they get that winner? And then, like we've said, we've seen stranger things happen.
Well, we know Argentina will be going for it.
Of course they will.
So anything can happen there. And
just think of the lineup that's coming off the bench. They're going to have Dybala, Higuain, Messi, Aguero. They're going to have Di Maria, all of them trying to get that goal.
Iceland 1, Croatia 1 on TalkSport 2. The thunderclap reverberates around this magnificent venue, and it's a dramatic late twist in the final stages of the group rounds. Johan Gudmundsson has won a throw-in for Iceland. Gylfi Sigurdsson with the penalty has got them back on level terms here. So the Iceland fans really getting behind their side now, and Gunnarsson is the man who is going to take this long throw from by the corner flag. The flick on his there, but Chorluka is able to head the ball clear as far as Hallfredsson. Now towards Gunnarsson on the right-hand side of play. Calling forward is Magnusson. Gets it now towards the edge of the penalty area, but that's a good challenge, and Croatia are going to catch them on the break here now. There is a danger that they may tire, of course, and leave gaps at the back. Chorluka for Croatia now has played the ball out wide towards the right-hand side, and Jedvar, and he holds the ball up here, right-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. It's going to fall nicely here to the Kramaric. Holds the ball up and square for Kovacic now. They're just holding the ball nicely. Back towards the substitute, Filip Bradaric. And now back towards the halfway line. This will do them. They will be frustrating Iceland in doing this. Iceland have to score and hope that Argentina score against Nigeria. That's as it stands at the moment. A reminder, we are back to square one in terms of the way the table looks. Croatia 7, Nigeria 4, Iceland and Argentina 2 each. Is how the league table looks right now, with just over 10 minutes of this group remaining.
And Iceland don't want to see a certain Rakitic looking like he might just come on. Croatia have gone to a back three, and now they look like they will be bringing Rakitic on.
Yep.
Who will obviously just add that bit of calmness to try and keep the ball in these remaining 10 or so minutes.
Yep, they'll bring him on very shortly. And Croatia just holding the ball here now. They've won a corner on that far side. And that puts more pressure on them. And it's Milan Bedelja who has won that corner, the goal scorer. But it looks like a substitution is about to be made. And Ivan Rakitic is going to come on for Croatia. What a player to bring off the bench. The quality of a Barcelona attacking midfielder. And the man to make way is Kovacic, who's done pretty well tonight. But Ivan Rakitic is on for Croatia. Great bit of quality to bring on for the last 10 minutes of this World Cup group.
Yeah, just a calm head, quality on the ball. Kovacic has done well in the midfield. I don't think he's particularly shone enough to really stand out, but Rakitic, fantastic talent, and I think he will just try and calm things down. It was with Iceland looking to put the pressure on, and maybe them gaps starting to open up at the back. You need a player like Rakitic can suddenly just play that killer pass and end this game.
Yeah, he played 53 games for Barcelona last season, the Champions League and the Copa del Rey. And now the corner is about to be taken. Rakitic is the man. His first passage of play, delivers it towards the edge of the 6-yard area. He's punched clear. Hull Dawson there. There was a threat from Croatia in the penalty area, and now Iceland coming on strong at the break on the right hand side. Johan Gudmundsson holds the ball up away to his left. He's trying to find Bjarnason, and he gets there, but Bjarnason has got to run away towards the touchline and sees the ball go out of play. A little bit of frustration creeping in, and we remind you that they do still need Argentina to take the lead against Nigeria, and they need to score themselves here, Iceland. So with every passing minute, Dean, sadly from an Iceland point of view, it's looking more unlikely.
Of course, and it doesn't matter what happens in the other game if they can't get the victory they need here. So not long to go now. Can they make and create that one big chance that they need, and then they've got to take it.
Bjarnason again on the left hand side of play. Oh, strong challenge, and I do believe here that Jedvar has conceded a free kick on the near touchline. Johan Gudmundsson, and it's a yellow card as well for the Croatian man.
Yeah, he's been poor, Jedvar, and that was a poor challenge, lazy challenge, rather than just tracking his man. Just hacked Gudmundsson down and gives Iceland a great opportunity to put quality into the box.
Yeah, 83 minutes, the foul committed by Tan Jedvar of Croatia. So it's a free kick to Iceland in a decent position. How they'd love to take the lead here. And then they will just be hoping that Argentina can do their business elsewhere tonight. Free kick taken here by Sigurdsson, and the punch is clear from Kalinic. Now they try and come forward again with Halfredsson, but the ball forward is poor, and now Croatia are coming forward on the break. What can they make of this here? Moving forward is Perisic, holds onto the ball here, and he goes down under pressure from Sevarsson, and it's going to be a free kick to Croatia just outside the penalty area. And Berkir Sevarsson, well, clearly felt he had to do that. He's taken both legs, and it's a free kick to Croatia, and we're in the 84th minute of this game now. Time running out.
He didn't really have a choice, did he?
No.
They're pushing forward, haven't got the cover they had before, and he had to take Perisic down. There was no chance he was going to catch him if he got away, so Perisic really should have got his head up and spotted Rakitic, who'd made a great run. He turned around and gave Perisic the eyeballs.
Yeah, Rakitic standing over the ball here. Ivan Rakitic, who came on around 5 minutes or so ago. And also Perisic is standing over it, and he's been left alone now, so it's going to be Perisic left-footed. He's going to shoot on goal, and it just dips over the bar. Hull Dawson went for it with his left arm trailing, and it's just gone over the bar. And it remains Iceland 1, Croatia 1 on TalkSport 2.
Fractions over the bar. That Hull Dawson, I think, definitely had it covered. He almost just skims the bottom of the crossbar with his fingertips as that went probably a couple of inches over the bar from Perisic. Strange substitution though, Finn Bogason coming off.
and it's Goodmanson who is coming on. So they have to go for it in these closing stages now. Iceland, it's as simple as that. One apiece, and they have to try and make the breakthrough. What can they do with it here? As they bring on Albert Goodmanson, PSV, to replace Finn Bogason, who was on a yellow card, but that's irrelevant anyway because we are 4.5 minutes away from the 90. And now Croatia have a throw-in taken short, but Magnusson launches the ball clear up towards the halfway line. It's going to be a throw-in to Iceland on this near touchline. I have to say that Hamir Hallgrímsson looks a very, very nervous figure on the touchline on this near side. I think he knows that the combination of what's happening here and what is happening elsewhere tonight as well, with Nigeria 1, Argentina 1, it could spell heartache for his side. Now the ball's forward and Rakitic holds onto the ball, trying to thread the ball through away to the left-hand side, and Pivaric took a deflection off a Icelandic player, and they've got the ball here, and this will do them because they've just drawn a foul as well.
Oh, that was brilliant from Rakitic.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. He just had a quick look behind him as the ball came in, and then he just flicks it round the player Ingerson with the outside of his foot, draws the foul. That was class.
And a wry smile from the referee towards Ingerson, as if to say, did you there? Good and proper, didn't he? Yeah. So it's Rakitic then who wins the foul, wins the free kick for Croatia. And we are into the last 3 and a bit minutes of normal time here in the Rostov Arena on TalkSport 2. From 10 a.m. tomorrow, Ray Stubbs is your host for Football First on TalkSport 2. Join Ray for all the latest football stories and look ahead to another busy day at the 2018 World Cup. Iceland 1, Croatia 1 on TalkSport 2. Ball's just outside the penalty area now. Rakitic standing over the ball. Going to whip it in right-footed, and it's just dipped over the crossbar. Keeper Halldórsson did watch it, and a good view of it. Did have to put his arm up, but he realised, I think, that it was just about to dip over the bar in the end, and it's a goal kick to Iceland. And I can tell you now that Argentina have scored. Argentina have scored. They're 2-1 up against Nigeria, and that now means that Argentina are on 4 points and -2 goal difference, and it would be they who go through with Croatia. Argentina 2-1 up. The Group D looks Croatia 7, Argentina 4, Nigeria 3, Iceland 2. But we remind you that if Iceland get a goal now, they will be +4. They will be on 4 points, I do apologise. 4 points for Iceland, and they would be on -1 goal difference. Wow. There we are.
Get the message on to the Icelandic players. Go for it.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go, Dean. How dramatic is this?
There's no point passing it around at the back like they are now. Get it forward.
So, 1 goal for Iceland, and they're through. That's how simple it sounds.
Incredible, couldn't it?
Sigurdsson, this is TalkSport 2, bringing you all the drama of the FIFA World Cup, and Iceland are piling forward now towards the edge of the penalty area. What a tackle from Pivaric for Croatia.
Just needs to get it in. He had the chance to get the cross in. Instead he's tried to take on his man. Just get the cross in. You've got a few minutes. This is where you have to get the message on to the players.
Well, Argentina 2-1 up on Nigeria. So, Croatia on 7, Argentina on 4, with a -2 goal difference. Iceland are on a -2 goal difference, but if they score a goal, it's -1 goal difference. Bjarnason is off, and they've brought on Traustason for the final stages of this match. And Bjarnason, who had that bloody nose in the first half, has been busy tonight, but they're 1 goal short. That is all it is. I know it sounds simple, but Iceland are 1 goal short if they do score here. But Croatia coming forward at pace. Croatia have scored! Perisic is the man! They've been exposed Iceland and they've pushed for a winner here. Perisic has really put the nail in the coffin where the Iceland team are concerned. They'll be going home. Just seconds ago, Iceland were 1 goal away from the knockout stages. Now Croatia have turned it around again. It's Iceland 1, Croatia 2 on TalkSport 2.
Absolute heartache. Hal Dawson, he gets caught in midfield. That man, Badelia, feeds Perisic, and when he gets in this situation, we've seen time and time again that he's got the quality. He takes his time, Ingerson can't get back, and he fires it across. Hal Dawson, who gets a touch to it, but he's got too much power. Fires past him into that far post, into the top corner, and that's the end of the hopes of Iceland.
Yeah, they know it as well. You can see it on the faces of the Iceland players. And Croatia, who have never won all 3 group stage matches or 3 World Cup matches in a row, they are about to do that here. The Iceland fans of all ages, look absolutely distraught. We are up to the first minute of 4 added on here. And it looks as though it's Argentina and Croatia going through from this group now. Late drama here. Rakitic with a shot just wide of the right-hand post. Well, you have to feel for Iceland, but ultimately they haven't been able to get the winning goal, and they didn't do enough in the first half either. Distinct lack of quality, and it does look as though Argentina have turned it around and will go through to the knockout stages of the FIFA World Cup, Russia 2018. Late drama though, Dean.
Yeah, and how often does it happen? We saw it with Germany the other night. Just the top teams that have the extra bit of quality are able to get the goals in the big moments, and Iceland just haven't been able to in this game. They had their chances, weren't able to take them. I look back to that Bjarnason chance, poor finish.
Yeah, and Iceland have got the ball into the penalty area now, but you do feel that with the clock ticking...
Yeah, I mean, they'll keep going, of course they will, but it's over. That was their chance, and you cannot give the ball away. Hal Dawson, you can tell by the look on his face what a mistake that was, and as soon as you give it away and then Croatia are able to feed Perisic, he's got the quality. He has got the quality to hurt you, and it was a great finish, fired across Hal Dawson from the left-hand side into that top right-hand corner.
Yeah, and you look at some of the pictures of the Iceland players and their fans, but let's praise Croatia here. 3 wins out of 3, a terrific achievement.
Yeah, I don't think many people would have called it that they would win all 3 games. Definitely the first 2 so convincingly, and in this game they've shown that they've just got that extra bit of quality. They've got the players that can hurt teams, and you wouldn't want to face this Croatia side in the next round, that's for sure.
Long ball forward out towards the right-hand side of players. Iceland looked for some sort of consolation here, but they've given it away again. Johan Gudmundsson, now they've won it back. What can they do with it here? Is there a dramatic late twist as the ball goes in to the left-hand side of play, and the ball hits the side netting? Traustason, the substitute, came on, and it's gone into the side netting there, and the clock just ticking away now. We are in the final minute of time to be added on in this game, and Iceland's time in the World Cup is about to come to an end. They've won a lot of friends and a lot of admirers. Croatia, meanwhile, 3 points tonight, 9 points out of 9, 3 victories in the World Cup group stages for the first time ever for them. They've got to actually defend a corner here late on. This will probably be the final passage of play. Johan Gudmundsson, the Burnley man, is going to deliver the ball left-footed towards the penalty spot, but it's going to fall here to Gylfi Sigurdsson now. He delivers it again. It's another corner, but the referee blows the whistle. It's all over for Iceland, and Croatia have won the group with a maximum 9 points out of 9. Entertaining second half, it has to be said. Iceland tried everything, but it was to no avail, and it's Croatia who go through with a maximum 9 points. Full time in the Rostov Arena. Iceland 1, Croatia 2.